What is going on, Broncos country? Welcome to the last halftime hash of the season. My name's Kevdan. Not looking too good for the Broncos right now, who are down 17-7, and the Broncos will not get the ball to start the second half, which is a very rare sight this season, as I think they've only lost the coin toss maybe 3 times this year. So the Broncos are in a bad position right now. But glad you're here. I want to hear from you guys what you all think of the game so far. Gary is here. How you doing? Good to see you. Allison, good to see you here as well. They need to play better in the second half if they need to have a chance to have a comeback and win. Yeah, they need to play a lot cleaner, especially on defense. They just gave up a 99-yard touchdown drive. 99-yard touchdown drive with 47 of those yards coming on one play. Look, Moreau is a liability on this team. It just period at the end. I don't know if he'll be on this team next year. If he will, I see him being a third stringer. It's just that's the way it is. Sean, how you doing? McMillan is good. He's a rookie though, and that was a rookie moment. But between him and mostly Moreau is the weak point on this defense, and they are picking him apart, and it is not looking good for him any way, shape, or form. If I'm the Raiders, I'm throwing period at the end towards Moreau the entirety of the second half as well. So there it is. Shane, how you doing? It's sad that our last time for halftime show. Yeah, I agree. It's hard to believe that I am here sitting with you all in the last game of the season as we get ready to go into a very, very long offseason. There's 30 minutes of football left for the Broncos, and then we'll have to get invested in the playoffs and picking a team that we want to win the playoffs, whether it's the Lions or the Ravens or whoever, maybe the Bills. They get in the playoffs, and I think that they're going to handle Miami pretty well tonight. So we'll start after looking at some other teams here. It's kind of weird. Sarah, how you doing? I can't watch the game. And she's in VA. Don't have cable. Nobody seems to stream on Facebook. Yeah, well, so just so you know, Sarah, those streams that people put on Facebook and other sites, those are illegal streams, and they get taken down pretty quickly. So that's the reason why people get, blocked from Facebook, banned from Facebook, and all these other social medias for doing that. It's not worth it anymore, right? BMAX Breaks, how you doing? Check out BMAC here, and if you're into trading cards at all, make sure you go check out BMAX Breaks. He's a great guy. We've had him on the show before, did a little interview with him, and he has some great trading cards and collectibles and stuff, so make sure you check out his page there. Jerry, how you doing? Good to see you. I know you can't watch the game, but glad you're here as well. Andrew, man, I am too, but at the same time, it's the last game of the season, and it's kind of a win-win for the Broncos. Like, I'm not saying that we need to lose to get a better position in the draft, but at the same time, if we were to lose this game, it's going to suck because we're going to have to hear from the Raiders fans, we beat you 8 times in a row, blah, 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 all that bull crap. But we do get a better draft pick. So it's kind of a win-win for us. So I'm trying not to get too worked up over it, because otherwise I'd be right there with you. Curtis, how you doing? Hey, score more than 7 points per half. Yeah. Look, what you're seeing from Stidham is that Stidham is a backup quarterback. He is not a guy that you want to go throw out there with the intention of he is going to win you the game. Max Crosby has totally gotten in his head. I think the announcers are totally right in that. Max Crosby has totally gotten in Stidham's head, has totally thrown off Stidham's timing. And there have just been some chances that we haven't capitalized on. Now we've made some good plays. The wide receivers are stepping up. Cortland Sutton, I think, has had 2 where he could have caught those, but he didn't. So it is what it is. But we're seeing plays from like Brandon Johnson's looking really good. Humphrey's making blocks. I mean, it could be worse. I'll just say that. Carl, I'll disagree with you. Draft position, so what? So what if we move up 4 or 5 spots? Okay. Who knows what's going to happen, right? Just because you draft a player and the draft doesn't mean they're going to work out. Maybe it means that you can trade up easier because you're not having to trade up as much. But still, I don't think that's important at all, to be honest with you. I think the draft order is the draft order. And then if you want a guy, you go get him. You don't just sit there and hope he falls to you. You go find a way to get him. And I think that's what this front office is willing to do based off of what happens and whoever it is that they want, whether that's, Penix Jr., Bo Mix, if you want to go quarterback. I mean, who knows? But there's a lot of things there that just because you drafted a higher position doesn't mean that they're going to work out. I mean, can I say the name Paxton Lynch? I mean, come on. Like, look at where we drafted him. Garrett Bowles has turned things around, but for a while there, we were thinking he was a bust too, right? So just because you draft someone in the first round, in the first or second pick, or whatever the case is, does not mean that they are going to turn out to be a good NFL player, period, at the end. So sorry, Carl, I'm just going to disagree with you on that one. In no way is draft position more important than winning these games. I'd much rather finish the season 9-8. Doesn't look very likely right now with the Broncos down 17-7. But look, at the end of the day, if we do move up a few spots, okay, that's great. But I'm not going to be happy about that, at the same time. Yeah, same there out in Salt Lake City. Not very many people are getting this game. Pretty much just all of Colorado and Las Vegas area are getting the game. Outside of that, there's more important games going on in the league right now. So that's what they are pushing it. Yeah, BMAC, good. Yeah, definitely, man. Anytime. Glad to see you here. Curtis says the local high school team here runs a better offense and can score more than this team. Well, I don't know if your local high school team would be able to do as well in the NFL, but I see your point. I do see your point. Look, we just, when you have a quarterback that is a backup at best, and that's what Stidham is he is a solid backup, but he is not a guy to go out there and win you games. And you've seen that with the way that Max Crosby's already gotten in his head. Some of the throws he's made, he's held onto the ball a couple times too long, which has resulted in sacks. I mean, so there you go. George, we're soaking wet trash. Look, we've won more games this year than we have in previous years. So maybe we're trash, but we're not as bad as we have been. So I just want you to look back towards last year, in the Hackett era. Okay. This is a better team than they were last year. We just got to find a quarterback that will fit Sean Payton's system. And I think once you see that and you get these guys a whole nother year with Sean Payton and a whole offseason and all that stuff, I think you're going to see some more positive turnarounds next year for sure. Curtis, well, the thing is, the offensive coordinator is really not doing anything because the offense is called by Sean Payton. So it doesn't really matter who you have in that position. They're more, just monitoring, the situation. They're more, I can't think of the word for it, but yeah, they're more quality control, I think, more than anything. So yeah, Curtis, offensive coordinator isn't really the I mean, it doesn't matter if you call the most brilliant play in the history of the NFL if you have a team that just can't execute consistently, and that's what the Broncos are. They just cannot execute consistently, and that's what's driving a lot of the problems. Let's see. Sean, looking forward to the offseason again, and even I would rather watch bad football than no football. So the offseason sucks, man, and I miss all you guys and stuff. So just because we're quiet during the off season, don't forget to check us out during the big periods of like the free agency. We'll be putting out podcasts and shows. The draft will be doing, pre-draft and post-draft will be live during the first round of the draft up through the Broncos pick, so we can analyze that. It'll be a long night, but it'll be fun to hang out with you guys when we get to that point later on this year. Andrew, yeah, winning record is more important than me. Completely agree. Okay, let's get to some of these comments here. And I'm going to do a kind of a lightning round here. Curtis, they only score this many, even with Wilson. Yeah. And so that's saying is, Stidham is playing at the same level of Wilson at a much smaller fraction of the cost. So, Stidham's not the answer either. And that's what you're seeing is, Stidham isn't the guy to run in the Sean Payton system. Jarrett Stidham is the guy that you want to throw out there if your quarterback is hurt, and he won't lose you the game, right? But you're not going to expect to win any or many games with Stidham being your starting quarterback. Andrew, better record than the Raiders is important to me. And if we lose this, we will have the same record as them, and they will have the tiebreaker as being. So we would be number 3 in the AFC West this year, which is disappointing. So same story all year. One score every half. Yeah. I mean, it gets old, man. I feel you. I do. It's boring, and you kind of got to look for the moments of good that pop out versus looking at it the whole, because the whole is just ugly for sure. Shane, I'm thankful so far, the new fans we have gained this year. Yeah, man, Shane, perfectly. For everybody who's joined us this year, if you're watching us for the first time, man, we try to bring you the best Broncos content we can all year. Make sure you're following us on YouTube, which is where Shane is commenting there from. search Bourbon Broncos and OBS, or you can look up the link below and you'll find our YouTube page. Make sure you go subscribe over there. You're not going to want to miss out. The end of the year, we have our fan appreciation episode, and we're going to be giving away a ton of prizes. We're going to have some special guests where you guys can ask them some questions and have some fun with that. So make sure you tune in end of January, fan appreciation episode just for you guys. Let's see, B-Mac, can't wait to fill some needs, QB for sure, but most definitely the O-line. There's been, stories, and you can look at stats and say the O-line hasn't been terrible. I don't think the O-line is the main problem. I think if you had a better quarterback back there, the O-line would look better as well. But just with the way Wilson has done this year, he's done better than last year, but it's still not been great by any stretch of the imagination. So that's the way it is. Man, this is a real possibility, right? What are the Bears going to do with their drafts? What are they going to do with Justin Fields? And Justin Fields has looked good this year. And, just is he a guy that can fit into Sean Payton's system? If Sean Payton wants Justin Fields, we're going to go get Justin Fields, period, at the end. If that's not the case, then, we're not going to make a play for him. Jerry, yeah, let's turn this thing around, man. Let's hold the Raiders to 0 points in the second half. Thinking positive, man. It's the only thing we can do right now. Sean, you can't score. You can't change your score prediction. Sorry, buddy. Nice try. Maybe not have Sean Payton call the plays. The only problem with that is, why are we paying him so much money if he's not the one? I mean, we brought him in for his offensive genius, right? Which we haven't really seen yet. First year, right? Let's reevaluate after the end of next year and see if there's been improvement with a different quarterback. And let's see. I think another question is Vance Joseph going to remain as the defensive coordinator for the Broncos? Look, I don't see the defense out there playing with any heart or passion. They don't really seem to care to win right now. They just gave up a 99-yard touchdown drive to end the half. So that's pretty pathetic. We talk about QB need, also need to find an answer to stopping the run. Completely agreed. We are not really good at stopping the run at all. And I keep going back to, man, Moreau, sorry, dude, you're just not cutting it, period, at the end. You are a huge, huge, huge liability to the team. Okay. Shane agrees with B-Mac, or major pickup we need is O-line and QB. I would see that for sure on the offense. I think in terms of the wide receivers and the youth we have there, I think Cortland Sutton is still good for another year or two before you start seeing some drop off in production from him. Do we bring back Jerry Jeudy? If not, I mean, we have Brandon Johnson. He made a big play today. Lil Jordan Humphrey, we've seen him make plays in recent weeks. He's out there blocking and looking good too. So yeah, there you go. Andrew, also have a major need at tight end. God, you're telling me, man, that's just one of the things we cannot find a good, healthy tight end. And we're looking at, do we need pass catching tight ends, blocking tight ends, all the kind of tight ends? We need them for sure. Let's see. BMAC can't get over Bowles and McGlinchey's health. Definitely an improvement this year for sure. McGlinchey is, man, there are games where he's good. There are games where he's just not good. And so looking at getting someone on the right tackle there has just been a constant problem for the Broncos. Okay, a couple more minutes, guys. Get to some more of these comments. Fields in Denver would be fun for sure. And if that's what Sean Payton wants and we get him, that would be a huge, huge, huge upgrade. And I'd love to see what Justin Fields could bring to the team for sure. Normally it seems like, Broncos players at the end of their career go to the Bears. Like that's where Broncos go to die, is the Bears, right? I'd love to see it to go the other way where, okay, the Bears, somebody from the Bears comes over here and we have them for a while and they just do really well with us. So who knows? BMAX says Vance needs to go and never come back to Denver. If the defense is there, it's just, my problem is Vance Joseph's defense. It's not as good as people make it seem to be. And it's good and they have the bend but don't break, but it's not consistent. It just isn't. So there you go. Curtis says go Lions. Hey, a Lions Super Bowl would be pretty fun to watch. I would not lie. Lions versus Ravens in the Super Bowl, it would be a fun game for sure. Lose Wilson and recruit a Brownie from the Girl Scouts. Yeah, it might be an upgrade from Wilson, but would not win us any games for sure. And BMAC Dulcich would be amazing if you could get on the field. Agreed. I think he's just one of those players. Again, I would be surprised if he's with the team next year just because he can't stay healthy. But he might stay on the team. We'll see for sure. Lions versus Browns in the Super Bowl? No, dude, don't want to see that. Screw the Browns. Lions for sure. I'm with you on that, Curtis. Let's see. Don't see the Lions going all the way. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Laporta's injury is. I haven't heard anything about it other than he went out, and that sucks for sure. So let's see what the Lions can do without him. Let's see. Flacco knocking out the Ravens would be sweet, kind of, but I don't like Flacco at all. So again, the Browns, I think the Ravens are shooing for the Super Bowl as long as they don't blow it themselves. Okay, guys. Andrew says it perfectly. Kickoff pending. Thanks for everyone tuning in. I love your comments. I love your questions. Guys, remember, we will be back next season with just as much, production and all the videos and everything we put out for you guys. Make sure you're following us during the off season. We're going to keep pushing out content for you guys during the off season, mostly on our YouTube page. So make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube page. Do it right now. Maybe that's the difference between the Broncos winning and losing, is you subscribing to the YouTube page. If you don't subscribe and the Broncos lose, maybe it's your fault. I'm just saying, maybe. Okay. I'm just saying maybe. So make sure you go subscribe. And then if you subscribe and the Broncos lose, it's because somebody else didn't subscribe and it's their fault, right? So don't be the reason the Broncos lose today. I love you guys. Thanks for all the support and good times. Hey, as always, just go Broncos. Enjoy the second half of the game, guys. Win, lose, or tie, whatever happens. It's the last 30 minutes of Broncos football we're going to see for a while. So just let's get at it, guys, right? So here we go. Subscribe. As BMAX says, you guys are awesome. We will see you later. Take care. Go Broncos. See ya.